Good evening. Thanks for being here. They are young mothers. They are still in their teens. But having a baby early in life has not prevented them from getting an education, or at least trying. The provincial government may stop them, though. Victoria's 2 high school daycare centres are losing their funding and will have to close. The opposition says these cuts are a mistake, that the opportunity lost for these young mothers will end up costing a lot more down the road. A News reporter Mary Beth Burton has our top story.
You are very cute.
Carol James greets some of the youngest political demonstrators ever to gather on the steps of the legislature. The infants and toddlers attend Options Daycare at the Girls' Alternative program. The province is cutting funding to the daycare by 43%.
I was actually stunned and sickened. I can't believe that this group would be targeted for funding reductions.
The young moms who rely on the free service are devastated.
I'm so close to graduating. I have like half a course left and I won't be able to finish it if it closes.
The Richmond Avenue Daycare also provides parenting support.
The funding for the daycare spaces is not being reduced. The only thing that's being reduced is a small component of the daycare, which is where they provide training for things like feeding, diapering.
The daycare operators say the loss is $48,000, nearly half of what the province typically pays out.
We were scraping by before. We were barely making it, and we can't withstand $50,000 cut. I don't want it to happen. I would do anything to save it, but I don't know how.
It's not just the daycare at Gap that's facing extinction. Higgins House at Vic High has already sent out closure notices to the young parents, including Amanda.
I'm really disappointed. I mean, I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for this daycare.
Amanda visits her son Sean at lunch and has one more year left of high school before she graduates. The closure of the daycare has Amanda worried about her future.
The children at this daycare have parents not only at Vic High but also S.J. Willis School in the Bridges program, or they're taking correspondence courses.
I think it wouldn't be too strong to say that we're all going through a grieving process. We've seen the lives that have been changed over the last 15 years that we've run this program, and young people who've gone on to become contributing members of society rather than relying on the social safety net.
From the steps of the legislature to the corridors of power.
Where are these vulnerable young moms supposed to turn to now?
The minister defends her decision.
For which each of those facilities will still be provided part of their funding and services that are also provided at 9 different family resource programs in the Victoria area.
The funding cuts amount to $91,000 for both daycare centres.
We've seen they can find money for cost overruns on the Trade and Convention Centre, money for the roof on BC Place, and they can't provide support for young women to get an education, to support their children. Where are their priorities?
Higgins House closes at the end of June. The daycare at Gap says its funding runs out by the end of May.
Mary Beth joins us now with more. Now, Mary Beth, the minister says the daycare spaces are not being cut, so why are the centres closing?
Well, Hudson, both facilities are more comprehensive than your typical daycare. Not only are kids cared for from prenatal to 3 years old, the young moms, still kids themselves at 15 to 19 years old, have access to parenting sessions, career coaching, and emotional support. The province says it's money for those kind of services that aren't needed because teen moms can find them at other agencies in Greater Victoria. The daycare centres, however, maintain without full funding, they cannot possibly keep their doors open.
All right, Mary Beth Burton reporting. Mary Beth, thanks.